Hello students, welcome in my class. Today in this new class we are going to discuss chapter 12, that is nuclei. I have divided nuclei chapter in two parts, class 1 and class 2. In class 1 of chapter nuclei we are going to discuss following points: basic introduction of the chapter, composition and size of nucleus, nuclear size, proton, neutron, atomic mass unit, that is known as AMU, nuclear density, stability of nucleus, mass defect and binding energy, mass energy relation, and finally some questions related to the topic. Basic introduction. From previous chapter, that is atom, we know that there are different models of atom, and according to Rutherford's model of atom, total positive charge and approximately whole of the mass of atom is concentrated within a very small volume at the center of the atom. This very small and dense matter is known as nucleus. Hence we can say that nucleus is a very small, central, massive and positively charged core surrounded by orbits of electrons. Now we are going to discuss the composition and size of nucleus in detail. It means nucleus is the central part of atom where total positive charge and approximately whole of the mass of atom is concentrated. Composition and size of nucleus was discovered by Rutherford. In his Rutherford's very famous experiment, Rutherford discovered the nucleus, total positive charge and approximately whole of the mass of the atom is concentrated within the nucleus. It means nucleus consists of approximately entire mass of the atom. Nucleus is made up of two basic elementary particles, which are protons and neutrons, and protons and neutrons are commonly known as nucleons. It means the particles which reside inside the nucleus are known as nucleons. Size of nucleus is approximately 1 by 10,000 of size of atom, and we know that the size of atom is of the order of angstrom, that is 10 to the power minus 10 meter, and therefore roughly the size of nucleus is of the order of 10 to the power minus 15 meter, or we can also say 0.1 Fermi, because I think you all might know that Fermi equals to 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Therefore the size of the nucleus or order of size of nucleus is approximately 10 to the power minus 14 meter, but the size of nucleus for different atoms is different. It depends upon mass. In any atom, number of electron is equal to the number of proton, and this number of proton is called as atomic number of that element. If number of neutron is n in a nucleus, then total number of neutrons and proton is known as mass number, which is denoted by A. Therefore, we can say A equals to Z plus N, where Z is atomic number and N is number of neutrons. Therefore, the total number of neutrons and protons are combinedly known as mass number. So, any element X which is having atomic number Z and mass number A can be denoted by this symbol ZXA, where X is the symbol of element. It may be oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, aluminium, gold, uranium. It means X is the element. Z, Z is known as atomic number of that element, and A is known as mass number. So this is the representation of a nucleus. If we write ZXA, then Z will be atomic number, A will be mass number. For example, if I write 8O16, if we write 8O16, then it will be oxygen. For oxygen, atomic number is 8 and mass number is 16. Therefore, number of neutrons will be 16 minus 8, that will be 8. It means in oxygen there are 8 protons and 8 neutrons. Nucleus size. Now we are going to discuss how nucleus size is related to the mass number. It is observed that the size of nucleus is spherical and the volume of nucleus is directly proportional to its mass number. Volume of any nucleus is directly proportional to mass number, and we know that volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, that is directly proportional to A. Hence we can say the radius of nucleus will be directly proportional to 1 by 3rd power of its mass number. And by using this relation, we can write a empirical relation for size of nucleus, that is R equals to R naught a to the power 1 by 3. Here R naught is a constant having value 10 to the power minus 15 meter, or we can say 1 Fermi. Value of R naught is 10 to the power minus 15 meter or 1 Fermi, and by knowing this value and multiplied by a to the power 1 by 3, we can find the radius of any nucleus. It means size of nucleus depends on its mass number. As mass number increases, size of nucleus is also increases. Now some points related to proton. Proton and neutron are combinedly known as nucleons. These are elementary particles and they are combinedly known as nucleons. Proton is positively charged and it is having the magnitude of charge as 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. It is positively charged particle and it is having same charge as that of the electron, but the charge of electron is negative. Proton is approximately 1836 times heavier than the electron. It means mass of proton is extremely high in comparison to electron. The actual mass of proton is given by 1.6725 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. And mass of proton can also expressed in the form of AMU that we are just going to discuss. In the form of AMU, it can be written as 1.007825 AMU. It means roughly if we consider only 2 places of decimal, then mass of proton is equal to 1 AMU. But if we write the exact value, then it is 1.007825 AMU. The proton is having plus half spin and it is also having a small magnetic moment. Discovered by Goldstein. The discovery of proton is by Goldstein. Goldstein discovered proton. Now some points related to the neutron. Neutron was discovered by James Chadwick in 1932, and for this discovery he got Nobel Prize. Neutron is a neutral particle. It also possesses half spin. It means neutron is also having spin half. Mass of neutron is 1.6748 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg, and in the unit of AMU it can be written as 1.008665. It means if we compare the mass of neutron and mass of proton, it is observed that they are approximately equal, but if we talk about exact value, then mass of neutron is slightly greater than mass of proton. But roughly we can treat the mass of proton and mass of neutron as same. Now we are going to discuss atomic mass unit. This unit you have already discussed in class 11th. Here I am going to discuss this in very brief. Atomic mass unit is a very smaller unit of mass and which is generally used in nuclear physics to express the mass of different nuclei. It is defined as 1 by 12th of mass of carbon 12 atom. Here carbon 12 atom is considered as a standard, and 1 by 12th of mass of carbon 12 atom is defined as 1 atomic mass unit. It is having value 1.6605402 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Mass of neutron and protons are roughly equals to 1 AMU up to 1 decimal or 2 decimal, their values are same, 1.00. In the case of neutron it is 8665, and in the case of proton it is 1.007825. I think you are understanding these topics. Here we have discussed atomic mass unit and we have expressed the mass of neutron and mass of proton in the units of atomic mass unit, AMU. Now we are going to discuss nuclear density. As we know that density is mass upon volume, and roughly you might be knowing that the density of water which generally we are using is 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube. We also know the concept of relative density from class 9. For example, if a substance is having relative density 3, it means its density is 3 times of density of water, or this can be written as 3 into 10 to the power 3 kg per meter. But here we will discuss, or here we will find out that the density of nucleus is extremely high and it is approximately beyond our imagination, because if we solve this, the density of nucleus is found to be 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube, and which is extremely high. So how we can calculate density, that we are going to discuss here. We know that density equals to mass upon volume, and just we have discussed that every nucleus is having some nucleons, that is known as its mass number. If we multiply mass number of a nucleus into atomic mass unit, or mass number of a nucleus multiplied by atomic mass unit, gives the total mass of the nucleus, and if we divide total mass of the nucleus by volume, then we will get density of the nucleus. So here we have considered that a nucleus is having mass number A, therefore its total mass will be A AMU, and volume can be written as 4 by 3 pi r2. But from the empirical relation, we know that the radius of a nucleus is directly proportional to a to the power 1 by 3 or 1 by 3rd power of its mass number. Therefore, this r cube we can replace by r naught a to the power 1 by 3 whole cube. And if we solve this, we will get 1 AMU divided by 4 by 3 pi r naught cube, and this a will be cancel out this a. It means now mass number is not playing any role in the density, and this whole quantity become a constant. And if we solve this, you need not to solve the vector. If we solve this, roughly we will get 2 into 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube. But in this expression, there is no term of mass number. It means nuclear density is constant. and its value is extremely high. Why extremely high? Because the density of water is 10 to the power 3, or we can say density of iron, it may be 10 times heavier than water, therefore it will be 10 to the power 4. But here the density is of the order of 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube. Therefore, nuclear density is extremely high and it is independent of mass. And this is a very important question which is frequently asked in CBSE. What is that question? Show that nuclear density is extremely high and it is independent of mass. In such question, you have to write like this. And finally, we will say that nuclear density is independent of mass. And therefore, either it is hydrogen nuclei or it is uranium nuclei, the nuclear density will remain same or constant. Now, certain important points regarding the stability of nucleus. The stability of a nucleus is determined by the consideration whether it contains an even or odd number of protons and neutrons. It means total number of proton, total number of neutrons. If we calculate whether they are even or odd, it will also affect the stability of the nucleus. It is observed in different experiments that those nuclei which are having even number of proton and even number of neutrons are found to be more stable in comparison to other nuclei. It means even nuclei will be more stable. 60% of the stable nuclei have even Z and even, and it is found that even odd nucleus or odd even nucleus is found to be lesser stable. It means its stability will be slightly less than the even nuclei. And finally, it is found that those nuclei which are having odd number of protons, odd number of neutrons are found to be less stable. So this is one factor which decides the stability of a nucleus, whether it is odd nuclei or it is even nuclei. Even nuclei is found to be more stable. The second factor which also decides the stability of a nucleus is the binding energy per nucleon. For that, first of all, we must know what is binding energy. Energy required to separate all the nucleons of a nucleus is known as binding energy. Greater is the binding energy, greater is the stability. But for different nuclei, binding energy may be different. Therefore, to compare, we will find a new quantity that is known as binding energy per nucleon. It means how much energy is required to separate each nucleon of a nucleus or per nucleon of a nucleus. That is known as binding energy per nucleon. If we calculate binding energy per nucleon for different nuclei and then we compare, then it is found that nuclei having higher binding energy per nucleon will be more stable. For example, iron is having highest binding energy per nucleon, that is 8.8 mega electron volt per nucleon, and that's why iron is found to be more stable or most stable as far as nuclear reactions are concerned. It means stability of a nucleus depends on so many factors. Out of these factors, we have discussed one is concept of even and odd nuclei, and other concept we have discussed the value of binding energy per nuclei. Now we have to find out mass defect and binding energy. Here concept of mass defect we are using to find binding energy, and here we will use Einstein's mass energy relation. But before using that mass energy relation, first of all, we will discuss what is meant by mass defect. Here defect means we can say shortage. or there will be some value change in the mass during nuclear reaction. The change in the value of mass during a nuclear reaction can be calculated in terms of mass defect. Let us suppose we consider a nuclei having mass number A and atomic number Z. Then its number of neutron will be that you can easily calculate. Mass number is A, atomic number is Z, then N will be equals to A minus Z. Therefore, if we calculate the total mass of its constituent particles when they were existed in free state will comes to be Z into M. Why this? Because there are Z number of proton and mass of each proton is MP. Therefore, Z into MP plus A minus Z, that is number of neutron, and into mass of neutron. So here what we have written a simple relation: mass of proton into number of proton plus mass of neutron into number of neutron. And if we calculate this quantity, then it is known as total mass of its constituent nucleus. But experimentally it is found that mass of a nucleus is always less than the total mass of its constituent nucleons when they were existed in free state, and that we have calculated by this equation. It means this should be the mass of a nucleus, but actual mass of nucleus is slightly less than this expression. Let us suppose mass of the nucleus is M. Then this difference in mass, total mass of constituent nucleons of a nucleus minus actual mass of nucleus is known as mass defect. And this mass defect is converted into binding energy. Thus, binding energy can be defined as the amount of work required to be done in order to separate the nucleons of a nucleus from each other to an infinite distance so that there is no interaction between them. And how we will calculate this binding energy? By using very famous Einstein mass energy relation. I think you might be knowing what is mass energy relation. You can give the answer. It will be E equals to mc square, where m is the mass and c is the speed of light, that we are going to discuss in next slide. Mass energy relation. According to Einstein, mass can be converted into energy by using a very simple relation, and the very simple relation is given by E equals to mc square, where m is the mass, c is the speed of light, having value 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Now here we use this formula frequently, so instead of putting the value of mass in EMU again and again, here we are going to discuss, or here we are finding out a conversion factor that is known as energy equivalent to 1 AMU mass. Here we will calculate the total energy equivalent to 1 AMU mass, and finally this conversion factor we can use everywhere wherever required in any question. So let us suppose delta M is 1 AMU, or we can say mass is 1 AMU, and we want to find out the energy equivalent to 1 AMU mass. Then we can use the formula E equals to mc square. Here we will put the value of M, that is 1 AMU, into 3 into 10 to the power 8 whole square. If we solve, we will get this energy in the unit of joule only. Here it is not electron volt, it is only joule. And now if we convert this quantity into electron volt, we know that 1 electron volt can easily be converted into joule, and joule can easily be converted into electron volt. So this is the value of energy in the unit of electron volt. And finally, since here it is 10 to the power 6 electron volt, therefore it can also be written as mega electron volt, and the final answer will be 931.5 mega electron volt. This is the value of energy equivalent to 1 AMU mass, and this factor we can use in different questions. Hence, the mass defect of 1 AMU will produce 931 mega electron volt of energy. Now finally, we are summarizing the chapter by asking certain questions. So these are certain questions related to the topic. First question I am discussing, you have to think upon the question and then we will discuss the question. Give the approximate magnitude of radius of a nucleus. How it is related to the mass number, or how radius of a nucleus is related to the mass number. I think you are easily recalling the answer. The size of nucleus is approximately 10 to the power minus 14 meter, and it is related to the mass number as R equals to R naught a to the power 1 by 3. Second question, what will be the ratio of radii of two nuclei of mass number A1 and A2? Just we have discussed that R equals to R naught a to the power 1 by 3. Therefore, R1 by R2 will be simply equals to A1 by A2 to the power 1. Third question, you are given two nuclides 3x7. Remember here, x is the element, 3 is its atomic number and 7 is the mass number. This is written in quite different form. Here 3 is in subscript and 7 is in superscript. Okay? So 3x7, here 3 is the atomic number, x is the element, 7 is the mass number. And 3y4, here 3 is the atomic number and 4 is the mass number. Are they isotope of the same element? And why? Now we know that isotope, what is meant by isotope? Those nuclei which are having same number of protons are known as isotopes. Here number of proton is 3 for element X. For element Y, number of proton is also 3. It means these are isotopes. But in second question, which one of the two is likely to be more stable? Give reason. Just before 10 minutes, we have discussed that those nuclei in which number of protons and number of neutrons are even, which are found to be most stable, even odd lesser stable, and odd least stable. Therefore, if we see here, for nuclei X, for element X, number of proton is 3, number of neutron is 4, because 7 minus 3, that is 4. Therefore, it is odd even nucleus. This is odd even nucleus. But for the second nuclei, for second element, 3y4, 3 is the atomic number, means number of proton and number of neutron is only 1. It means it is odd nucleus, and we know that odd is the least stable. Therefore, out of these two, this will be the stable in comparison to this. Then question number 4, write two characteristic feature of nuclear forces which distinguish it from the polar force. Here we have to write certain characteristics of nuclear force that we will discuss separately. For example, we can say nuclear forces are charge independent. Nuclear forces depend upon spin. Nuclear force is the strongest force present in nature, and some other factors related to this. Question number 5, give the approximate magnitude of radius of a nucleus. Again, we can write 0.1 Fermi to 10 to the power minus 15 meter. How is the radius of nucleus related to mass number? R equals to R naught a to the power 1 by 3. What will be the ratio of radii of two nuclei of mass number 8 and 27? Here it is mass number 8 and 27. If we apply R equals to R naught a to the power 1 by 3, the ratio will be 2 and 3, because 2 cube will be 8 and 3 cube will be 27. This question number 8, it is repeated question. Just in question number 3, we have discussed this. So finally, in conclusion, we can say nucleus is a very dense and very small region at the center of the atom. Thank you.